Restavek is a very old cultural tradition in Haiti, which began with very poor families sending their children to better off relatives. Over time, that has turned into much more of an exploitative situation, with children basically being given up outside of a formal adoption system, often to families who are not much better off, and then those children facing severe exploitation, rape, child labor, and not having access to education, which is the family's goals, their own family's goals in the first place.
We researched what international law might apply to this situation, including the Conventions on the Rights of the Child, any trafficking protocols that have been signed by Haiti and other countries. And we took that information and compared it to the domestic laws in place in Haiti.
So after we did that research, we tried to connect with NGOs in Haiti and develop a plan to meet with them and see if there was anything we could do to help.
We set up a series of dynamic training sessions with a number of the most active groups in Haiti, and we took a trip in the beginning of September for a week. We traveled to a couple of different parts of the country.
It was the first time I'd ever traveled in the developing world, so I wasn't sure what to expect going into it at all. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And it was also worse than I could have ever imagined at the same time. When we traveled around to go to the places where our meetings were held at the offices of these NGOs, we were able to see a fairly decent sized portion of Port-au-Prince and the tent cities that are there and the number of USAID tarps that are everywhere. And that just blew my mind that 2 years after the earthquake, how much work is still left to be done on the ground there.
Every day of our trip there, we were meeting with different groups and having interactive sessions, not only talking about the research, but then from there discussing how our research could be turned into advocacy that the groups are doing in various ways on the ground.
We were met, I think, with a little bit of skepticism because we are these 4 white American ladies coming in to ask them questions about their country that don't really speak French and certainly don't speak Creole, and I think they were like, I don't really know what their point is, why are they here? But once we talked with them and about the experiences that our clinic has had in the past working with people with trafficking victims in Cambodia and how we've worked with them there, and we asking how they think we might implement something like that in Haiti, I think they started to realize that we were serious and that we really did want to help them as much as we could in the legal aspect of the issue.
What makes this particular issue in Haiti so important is that it's really an entrenched part of the cycle of poverty that's going on in that country. There's a very small group of very rich people in Haiti, and then, you know, they are living off of things like forced labor, unpaid labor. And people that are in human trafficking situations really are usually from the most vulnerable populations, very poor women and children. And I think it's just something that until recently hasn't been seen as slavery, which really is what it is.
Despite all of the progress on the laws in Haiti, Restavek has not been criminalized, trafficking is not criminalized. So much of the problem has not been dealt with even from the framework of law, but there's a lot of fabulous work going on in the ground to the extent that groups are able to marshal resources to this. They're certainly trying to do it, and we were really thrilled to be able to be part of that.